Let us start with the 14th chapter, Subject Verb Agreement. Now, in order to speak English correctly, we must make sure that the right form of the verb is suited to the subject. Both the subject and the verb must be either singular or both must be plural. When this is true, we say that the subject is in agreement with the verb. We also call the subject verb agreement or subject verb concord. So, if the subject is singular, the verb has to be singular. If the subject is plural, the verb has to be plural. Now, there are several rules to help us understand this. However, the first step to understanding subject-verb agreement correctly is to able to identify the subject of a sentence. So we know that in a sentence may have a simple subject or a complete subject. The subject of a sentence may be single word that tells us who or what is doing the action. This is called the simple subject. Now there are few sentences given. For example, Raja hit the ball. Mumbai is a big city. The boys went to Goa. Now here the nouns like Raja, Mumbai, boys, they all are the subject here. So they are the simple subject. Now the complete subject is the person or a thing who or what doing the action of the verb as well as all of the describing verbs or the modifiers that go with it. Like the tired children went happily to bed. The smart young lady runs her business very efficiently. Now every complete subject will have a simple subject in it. Now in the first sentence, the and tired are description that tells us which children went to bed. And the simple subjects are only the word children. Same way goes to the second sentence. The, smart and young are the describing words that tell us which lady runs her business efficiently. This simple subject is the word lady. Now, the subject usually comes in the beginning of a sentence and before the verb. Sometimes it may come after the verb when the sentence starts with there. Now here the examples are given that there are 3 participants for today's competition. There is a blue car near the gate. Now in questions the subject comes after the verb. Here the examples are, is there a problem? Are you angry with your brother? So in a sentence, those given below, the subject comes at the end of the sentence. For example, in the garden are several mango trees. So several mango trees is a complete subject. Hidden in the basket lay young Krishna. Young Krishna is the complete subject. Now, in your exercise 1, you have to identify the complete subject and the simple subject and the verb in the following sentence and complete the table below. Now here, Simran plays the sarod very well. Now here, Simran is the simple subject, plays is the verb. Next one, the school team played a table tennis match yesterday. Now here, the school team played is the complete subject and played is the verb here. So as the exercise continues, you have to write which is the complete and which is the simple subject with its verb. Now there are certain rules in order to apply for subject-verb agreement. So the first rule, the most important rule of the subject-verb agreement is that the verb must agree with the subject in person and number. Now a verb can change depending on whether the subject is in the first person, the second person or the third person. Now depending on whether the subject is singular or plural. Now here you can see in the first person, I am, I eat. When it comes to plural, we are, we eat. Now when it is the second person, you can see you are, you eat. In plural, you are, you eat itself even in plural form. And third person, when it is he, she, it is is. He, she, it's eats. Now they are, they eat for plural. Now if the subject is singular and in first person, the verb must also be in singular number and the first person. I play chess. I am in Denmark. I have a computer. Now, if the subject is singular in the third person, the verb must also be of singular number and the third person. Now, for example, Rani plays chess. He is in greenhouse. She has a computer. Now, another rule, if the subject is plural and in third person, the verb must be in plural number and the third person. Like they play chess, they are in Denmark, they have a computer. Next, rule 2. When the subject of a sentence is composed of two or more singular nouns or pronouns connected by and, we use a plural verb. For example, here you can see Raja and his friend jog in the park every evening. Venus and Mercury are part of the solar system. So, when the subject has a two or when a subject of a sentence has two or more singular nouns and it's connected with and, we can use a plural verb. Now, rule 3 is, however, if the two singular nouns refer to the same person or thing or to a single idea, we use the singular verb. So, according to the third rule, if the two singular nouns refer to the same person or same thing or a same concept or an idea, we can use the singular verb. Now, small note is that in such cases, the article is used only once before the first noun or pronoun. If we wish to refer to two separate people, we would use the article before each noun and the verb would be plural. Now, the fourth rule. To get the subject-verb agreement right, a simple rule we can follow is to replace the compound subject with a personal pronoun and then make sure the verb agrees with the pronoun. Now, in fourth rule, if we have to replace the compound subject with a personal pronoun and then make sure the verb agrees with the pronoun. Like for example, Raja and his friend jog in the park every evening. Now here, Raja and his friend, we can replace it with a compound subject with a personal pronoun they. Hence, they jog in the park every evening. Again, for example, the activist and patriot is on hunger strike. Now here, the activist and patriot, it refers to the same person, so we can give the personal pronoun as he. So he is on hunger strike. So the second exercise, we have to underline the correct verb. Rashi and Preeti are students. So here we have to find out the answer, which is the correct verb. Rashi and Preeti are students. Now, rule 5. When we use two singular subjects joined by and the words each or every, we use the singular verb. Now, for example, here they have clearly shown that every parent and child was present on the sports day. So from this example, we can clearly see that when words like every or each is used in front of the singular subjects, we use singular verb like was, is, and so on. Now, the sixth rule. The words each, every, many, everyone, everybody, anybody, anyone, nobody, somebody, someone, and no one are singular and take a singular verb. Like everybody knows that story. Someone has worn my shoes. Now the rule 7. When two singular subjects are joined by or nor, either or, neither nor, we use a singular verb. In order to make that understand, the thieves took everything. No cupboard or drawer was left untouched. Now when there are two singular subjects are joined by or certain words, we use singular verbs. Now, when the nouns or pronouns connected by or nor, either, neither, nor, or different number, the verb agrees with the subject nearest to it. So, when the noun or pronoun connected by or nor, either, or, neither, nor are of different numbers that we cannot count, the verb agrees with the subject nearest to it. So whatever is close by, they accept the fact. Ninth rule. When the subject is a collective noun thought of as one whole, we use a singular verb. When the subject is a collective noun and we consider it to be a whole, we use a singular verb. For example, here, the student council is meeting on Wednesday. Now, the student council is a collective noun and it is giving a whole idea, but still we use a singular verb. Rule 10. When we use expressions such as with, together with, including, accompanied by, in addition to, or as well as, it does not change the number of the subject. If the subject is singular, the verb is singular, and if the subject is plural, the verb uses plural. So, whenever we use expressions like with, together with, including, accompanied, in addition to, all these words, it does not change the number of the subject. Now, if the subject is singular, the verb also remains singular, and if it is plural, the verb is also used as plural. Now, here, the actor accompanied by his wife is traveling to India. All of the answers, including yours, are correct. Now, when we use nouns which appears plural in form but are singular in meaning, we use the singular verb. For example, the news is true. Civics is often found to be interesting. So, we feel or it appears to be plural, but the meaning itself is singular. We use the singular verb. Nouns can be singular verbs are civics, mathematics, politics, dollars, measles, and news. Now we use singular verb with sum of money or period of time, like 10,000 rupees is too much to pay for the watch. 5 years was the time he spent to write his book. Now the last rule is the rule number 12. Some nouns always take the plural form and need the plural verb. Examples are trousers, spectacles, binoculars, etc. Now here, my spectacles are lost. The trousers do not fit. Now we often make mistakes in subject-verb agreement because we do not recognize the subject correctly. We tend to choose a noun near the verb instead of the correct subject. Now let's look at some of the example. The number of people using cell phones has gone up. Now here the number has gone up, not the cell phones. So it would be wrong to say the number of people using cell phones have gone up. Now the train with all its passengers was rushing along the damaged track. The train was rushing, not the passengers. So it would be wrong to say the train with all its passengers were rushing along the damaged track. The next one, the last example is the quality of the apples was poor. The quality was poor, not the apples. So it would be wrong to say the quality of the apples were poor. So this is how the different rules are included or to accept the fact of subject-verb agreement. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.